Hi, good evening, and welcome to today's talk on college applications. This is Bob Yang with EduBridge. Just a reminder of my background. I graduated from MIT in 1998 with my bachelor's and my master's in computer science. As soon as I graduated, and for the next 20 years, I've been interviewing students who apply to MIT. And over the 20 years that I've been doing this, I've interviewed hundreds of students and developed an understanding of what makes students successful and how students show the strongest profile in their applications for all the top schools. And so what I'd like to do is share some of that knowledge with you so that your family can have the best advantage when applying. Today's topic is the question, would it be helpful for U.S. university applications if the student participates in international competitions for math, physics, and/or computers? The answer is yes. Thank you for listening today. Just kidding, but on a more serious note, if you are going to be a science, math, or engineering major, there are two primary activities that you should try to have on your resume. The first is research with a professor or a group at the university level. And the best result from that research is to publish a paper in a scientific journal. You'll get even better credit if you're able to attend a science conference with other people from academia, so that's graduate students, researchers, professors, and present your paper and your work. The second major activity is to participate in international competitions and getting a top result. Look, every parent says, my child is one of the smartest in the world, or my child is great at math or physics. Even for tests, in 2016, more than 420,000 students, 420,000, almost 500,000 students, took AP Calculus AB or BC. So just because you got an A in math or a 5 on AP Calculus, does that show that you're really good at math? How will you separate yourself in math from the 500,000 other students who also took the AP exam and are applying to an Ivy League school or MIT or Stanford? The answer, of course, is through math competitions. For example, for people in the US and Canada, the AMC math competitions are a great place to start. If you place in the top 5% of AMC 12 or top 2.5% in AMC 10, then you qualify for the next round called AIME, AIME. If you qualify for AIME and score well, then the top 260 to 270 students will qualify for the USAMO, which is the Math Olympiad. If you qualify for the USAMO, which is open to the US and Canada, that means you are in the top 250 math students in the entire countries of US and Canada, and will participate in the International Math Olympiad. It's similarly prestigious to participate and represent your country at international physics, biology, and chemistry Olympiads. By participating in those and being selected to represent your country in those, it means that according to a real competition that's the same for all students, you're truly top in your country and in the world. It's just like running in the real Olympics. You can say that you're very fast, but when you talk about who the fastest person in the world is, you look for who wins the Summer Olympics in running, in track. In general, if the rest of the application is strong, if somebody qualifies for the USAMO or wins a gold or silver at any international academic Olympics, they'll have a very good chance of getting into the top Ivies because it will really set them apart from all the other students. There are 12 commonly recognized international science Olympics. The oldest is math. There's also physics, chemistry, informatics, biology, philosophy, astronomy, geography, linguistics, junior science, earth science, and astronomy and astrophysics. Computer science is a little bit different because there are also private companies like Google and Facebook that sponsor competitions. Google has contests called Code Jams, and Facebook has Hacker Cups. They're generally multiple rounds, and as a student, if you qualify for some of the advanced rounds, like round 3, it's actually already very prestigious, even if you don't win or place in the top 10, because college students and professional programmers also participate in these contests. But in general, you should participate in as many of these contests as possible to help distinguish yourself from everybody else in that subject. The final type of competitions are science fairs. Usually students have science fairs, or schools have science fairs, and from there, if you win at your school, you go to a regional and then a national science fair. There are also a few rather famous company-sponsored science fairs, just as Google and Facebook host programming competitions. In the US, there's Siemens and Regeneron Science Talent Search. This science talent search used to be sponsored by Intel and before that Westinghouse, where they would identify the top 300 and the top 30 science projects across the US. In Canada, you have the Sanofi BioGenius competition, as well as competitions sponsored by Intel and a countrywide Canada-wide science fair that are eligible for Canadian students. A top 3 finish or a top 10 finish in these science fairs can be just as prestigious as the International Academic Olympics in math, physics, biology, or math. So in summary, whether it's research with a professor, academic Olympics, contests, or science fairs, coming at the top of these academic competitions is the best way to really prove that you're the smartest or most capable. These contests don't care how good or weak your school is. They don't care about your grades. All they care about, and the only thing that they measure, is how good you are at the particular science or math. And it proves that in a standard way, just as SATs and APs prove that all students, regardless of where they come from, have a common way of measuring their achievement and their level. So that concludes my talk tonight on international competitions and how they strengthen a college application. I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have. Okay, thank you all for taking the time to listen to our talk for tonight. Hope you have a great rest of evening, and we will talk again tomorrow. Thanks very much.